Hello, Amir here again with another video about a temperature and a pressure safety relief valve. We can call it a TPS, temperature and a pressure safety relief valve. Before we go further, I have a joke for the day. Okay, the joke for the day is I was asking a question myself that why a single-handed man crossing the road? Because he's going to second-hand shop. Okay, back to our temperature pressure safety relief valve. So temperature pressure safety relief valve protect from excessive temperature and a pressure buildup in our water heater. A water heater we all have in our home. Some of them, they have an electrical water heater, and others, they have a gas water heater. So the gas water heater also with the power vent and also conventional vent. So electrical power heater and a gas power heaters both has a temperature pressure safety relief valve. So what that valve does, this protect from the excessive temperature and the pressure. Now, to maintain our water heater, to keep it for the long life, we should once a month release the pressure. Okay, make sure we read the instruction. There are the instructions, and make sure read the instructions. So how that does, so this is a lever here. We have to lift the lever up, and then the water will release from here. There will be a dip tube. Later we will explain you what's the dip tube and how it works. And then we pull it down. So once a month or once a year. And then again check with your manufacturer instructions and make sure that before releasing it, you should read the instructions. When we read the instruction, we have to follow the instruction. Okay, before we go and change this valve, that valve has a 3/4 thread, male thread, and then if you see 3/4 female thread. Before we go install, we go through this. Okay, here we are in the mechanical room in the basement, and basement has a water heater here. So this is a water heater, and that water heater about a 40-gallon, and this water heater also have the cold shut off. You see that cold going in, the cold water going in, and also this is the valve for our gas valve. So we will shut it off later. And also we have a bottom discharge. That bottom discharge when we have to bring the water level down. And also the dip tube I was talking. So this is a dip tube that is attached to our temperature pressure safety relief valve. So this is the lever that we were talking earlier, and what we do, let me bring the lever up. You can see the water is coming. So I'll shut it off this for now, and let's see if that water is continue coming. Yeah, look like the water is dripping. You see that little drip coming in? So that means that this is damaged. Okay, as you can see that water is dripping continuously. That means the TPSV, temperature pressure safety relief valve, is not working properly inside. That means we have to replace it. Okay, I'm going to do the procedure for changing, replacing actually our TPSV, and you will pause the video and follow along. Okay, the step one is important. There is a main shot of service line that every house has it. So what I'm going to do, I have to shut this off, and I'm gonna shut this off slowly. Now my water supply coming from the street is completely shut off. Okay, the second step, this is my gas valve. So I'll bring all the way to the off position, and this will off the heater, right? So this is off position. Okay, the third step, I'm gonna attach the garden hose with this bottom tab. Make sure tight. Okay, and then I'm gonna take that drain cover off, and I'll dump it inside. And I have a flat screwdriver, and I'll slowly release the water. Okay, and I will release the water about 6 to 7 gallon. Well, this garden hose, I just took a scrap from my garage and cut it. Normally we have a long garden hose, so I would recommend that we keep a small garden hose line in our mechanical room for any emergency use in the future. So I just took it off from my garage and cut it off, and I'm using it. Okay, step 4, that I'm going to take the lever up to see if the water is discharged, and you will hear the gurgling sound. So look like the water is quite a bit discharged, and still I need to discharge a little more water through the garden hose. So I'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes. So I waited about 4 minutes, and in 4 minutes water heater drained about 5 to 6 a liter, and the level is pretty down from my temperature, pressure, safety, relief valve. So the step 5, when you are sure that the water level is below the TPS V, then we will turn this off. I'll take my flat screwdriver and close the tap. Okay, the step 6, I'll double check. Okay, there is no drain, no water, and now I can open my dip tube. So that is threaded inside, and I will open this. Okay. Okay, I have a pipe wrench that I found from the garage. It's pretty heavy. I understand that we don't have a pipe wrench often, but we can use a crescent wrench. The pipe wrench is a little heavy because we got a very tight threads that we have to unthread and thread it after. Okay, step 7, I'm going to unthread this valve. Okay, you can see that it's pretty damaged. It's kind of burned out. Look like the water was too hot, so that's why it failed. So I have the new TPS V, and I have a Teflon tape, and just want to make sure that I use Teflon tape on this. Make sure the tape go to this direction, and I'll do 4 or 5 turn. Okay, I'll make sure that the tape is tight at, yeah, 6 or 7 turned. Okay, step 8, make sure you just clean it just a little bit. You don't have to clean very nicely, but a little bit. And then I'll just use, and make sure don't cross thread. And I got my threads here. So when I try to tighten it, tightening is very important. First thing, that we don't want to over thread, we don't want to cross thread, so to say. And also when we tighten it, make sure that if it should not be loose, and if it's loose, then you undo it and then put some more Teflon tape and then try to make as tight as possible, but not over tight. If you over tight, we might damage the thread for both TPSV or for the water heater. So keep in the mind that your tightening should be smooth. So for the last step, you just put the dip tube back and you just thread it in. Oh, okay, so this is tight. All right. So these are the steps, easy steps that we have to follow. But again, make sure we have to read the manufacturer's instructions. And I hope that's worked for everyone. And if you have any comments or any feedback, just make sure drop in the box down. And if you want to see my new video, make sure that you subscribe so that you will get the new video. Thank you very much, and